Hello and welcome to NTD News Today. Kevin Hogan here. Let's take a look at our top stories. Millions of Americans making their way home for the holidays. We take a look at how the Omicron variant is affecting travel plans. The mayor of New York City lays out tough new rules for the New Year's celebration this year in Times Square. As a result, the crowd will be much smaller than previous years. There are many ways you can enjoy this Christmas season, whether it be Christmas movies, live performances, or a unique Airbnb stay. Millions of Americans are traveling for the holidays, but the Omicron variant is putting a wrench in some travel plans. NTD's Jessica Beatty reports.
Millions of Americans are hitting the skies and roads for the holidays. Miranda Manguel is driving to New York from Boston. Manguel says she's been getting tested to make sure she doesn't bring home the Omicron variant.
It's still really important for me to get together with my family. For the holidays, I live in another state, and I don't really get to see them.
Alexandra Leon flew to New York from Florida.
I feel safe. I've been, I'm taking all the precautions, and I haven't had any difficulty. And I think New York is doing the best out of all these cities.
Sheldon Williams is from Canada. He's in New York for a funeral that he says is too important to skip.
But I do know the risk that I'm taking, flying and whatnot. But, sometimes it's not about you, it's about certain things that are more important to you in life.
TSA says air travel Wednesday surpassed 2019 levels, but it's not all clear skies. Two major U.S. airlines are canceling flights just before Christmas. On Thursday, United Airlines said it had to cancel some flights because of the Omicron variant. It said the spike in cases this week has had a direct impact on its flight crews. The flight tracking site, FlightAware, says United has canceled at least 170 flights scheduled for Friday. And Delta has canceled at least 139 flights scheduled for Christmas Eve. Delta says it's due to multiple issues, including Omicron. But there's some encouraging news. Early studies suggest Omicron may be less likely to cause severe illness and hospitalization than previous strains of the virus. Jessica Beatty, NTD News.
It's estimated that Omicron cases have surpassed those of the Delta variant in the U.S. Louisiana's health department estimates that Omicron made up over 80% of the state's new cases last week. But a new analysis shows the new strain may cause more infections, but lower hospitalization rates. Earlier, I spoke with Anthony Santella, who is a doctor of public health and COVID coordinator at the University of New Haven, to learn more about the spread of this variant.
We've been talking about this, what's now new and emerging variant for the last few weeks. So the science is still evolving, but what we know is that it's very transmissible, that it's largely causing mild illness, but there's some caveats and footnotes that we really should dive a little bit deeper in with that. And that it is really putting our holidays at risk and our healthcare and hospital systems really at the brink of what could be collapse, just given the sheer volume of people who need inpatient services.
What advice do you have for Americans as the holidays approach?
Well, err on the side of caution. There's no one size fits all approach to figuring out what's best for you and your family. However, there are some things you can do to kind of reduce the risk, ease the burden that this illness could potentially have, even on a fully vaccinated gathering, which is, reducing the number of people that you're gathering with. That's just sheer volume of people, considering we're largely talking about indoor gatherings here. If it's possible, ask folks to get a rapid test the day of the gathering, not the day before, not 2 days before. These rapid tests are only as good as the moment the test is taken. And if you live in a part of the country where there's warm weather and you can bring your festivities outdoors, that'll help too with proper air circulation indoor. And trust your body. Don't just shrug something off as just a simple cold or a low-grade fever or just the sniffles that won't stop. Err on the side of caution and stay home if you're not feeling well.
Revelers ringing in the new year at Times Square will now need to mask up and be fully vaccinated. Thursday, Mayor Bill de Blasio announced plans for a scaled-back New Year's Eve celebration. This comes as the Omicron variant of the CCP virus spreads at a rapid pace nationwide. 58,000 people usually attend the ball drop and celebration in Times Square. This year, it will be limited to 15,000. Visitors can't get in until 3 p.m., and everyone over 5 must show proof of vaccination. A rookie TSA officer saved a choking infant at Newark Liberty International Airport this month. It was all caught on surveillance camera. The mom of the 2-month-old baby screamed for help when she realized he wasn't breathing. Officer Cecilia Morales sprang into action. She jumped over the luggage conveyor belt and performed the Heimlich maneuver until the baby started breathing again. The pediatric EMT came later to give the baby some oxygen. Morales was hired by the TSA in October, but she had been an EMT for 10 years in northern New Jersey. Pennsylvania Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon is speaking out about being carjacked at gunpoint. This, as Delaware State Police announced the arrest of 19-year-old Josiah Brown in connection with the crime. 4 juveniles were also arrested. According to the federal criminal complaint, the suspects were in Philadelphia on Wednesday and decided to steal a car. They approached the Congresswoman, pointed guns at her, and demanded her car keys. They then drove to Delaware, where the vehicle was later located and Brown arrested. Scanlon was not hurt, but she described it as scary.
2 people got out of the car and approached us with guns, and one of them said, "Give me the keys." So I did. As I said, they were young people and they had guns, and I was scared that someone would do something even more stupid than trying to steal a car. So that was scary. That was probably the scariest part.
Scanlon's vehicle was recovered near a public gym in Newark, Delaware. All 5 suspects were seen entering the stolen vehicle. The suspects have been charged with receiving stolen property. Few things are escaping the scourge of inflation these days, and that will soon include U.S. passports. On December 27th, the fee for a U.S. passport book will shoot up by $20 for all customers. The U.S. State Department says the price hike is necessary and that it will ensure production of one of the most secure travel and identity documents in the world. And with the pandemic dragging on, you may be wondering where that passport can take you. For a full list of destinations open to U.S. travelers, visit travel.state.gov. A dancer for the Utah Jazz basketball team gets an amazing surprise during her performance, but at first, she thought she was going to lose her job. It happened. There's no wrong way to celebrate the holidays. From the traditional to the unique, you can always find fun ways to get into the spirit. Let's take a look at some movies and performances you can enjoy this Christmas season.
Have you seen my wife?
Merry Christmas, Daddy!
For those looking for classic Christmas merriment, the 1946 film It's a Wonderful Life is marking its 75th anniversary this year.
Oh, let me look at you. Oh, I could eat you up. Where's your mother?
She went looking for you. With Uncle Billy. Daddy!
Zuzu, my little ginger snap, how do you feel?
Fine. Not a smidge of temperature.
Not a smidge of
Actress Carolyn Grimes, who played Zuzu in the movie, says the movie has become a Christmas tradition for generations.
It was on every channel every day. It was pretty exciting for a lot of people, and they loved the film, and their children watched it with their parents, and then they grew up, and then they had the family tradition, and their kids watched it, and all these generations that are coming down the line that watch the film as a Christmas tradition is...
Netflix has released a variety of new Christmas films that include adventure, love, and laughs. You can watch A Boy Called Christmas, The Princess Switched 3, and A Castle for Christmas. Actress Brooke Shields stars in A Castle for Christmas.
The very heart is opening up your heart to experiences and to love. And no matter what your age is, you deserve to open your heart.
For those looking for live entertainment, the Radio City Rockettes will be performing their Christmas Spectacular until January 2nd. The show has been in production since 1933.
Having seen the show, I've gotten to experience firsthand the audience's reaction, and it's always such a huge hit, and everybody loves to see them on the stage.
This week, fans of the movie Home Alone had a chance to spend a night in the iconic house featured in the film. Airbnb offered the McAllisters home for $25. Included in the stay was 90s junk food, booby traps, and a meet and greet with a real-life tarantula.
Coming up in Spain, one popular Christmas tradition involves marzipan, and families there are stocking up on the traditional sweet treat from Toledo. Santa Claus prepares for his trip, giving gifts around the globe in snow-covered Lapland on the edge of the Arctic Circle. Like last year, his job is more challenging because of the pandemic. All that and more here on NTD News.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure is 100% private and does not collect or sell any of your personal data. Secure's Helix technology connects you securely to our Swiss servers without the need of a VPN, guaranteeing privacy and security for all your communications. Secure Messenger doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. Chat by Invites allows you to chat privately and securely with anyone outside of your secure network without the need for others to download Secure. Secure Send offers you a private and secure way to email anyone outside of Secure. You won't find this level of privacy or security on any other email or instant messaging application. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the CEO of MyPillow. Cancel culture has not only affected myself and MyPillow, but millions of you out there. My employees and I want to personally thank each and every one of you for all of your support. At MyPillow, we not only have pillows, but we have hundreds of products, including my new slippers, bathrobes, sleepwear, and my new beds. We're offering the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. For example, we have this exclusive offer on the standard size MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now only $19.98 with your promo code. We also have the queen size MyPillows, regularly $79.98, now only $24.98 with your promo code. And we have the king size, regularly $89.98, now only $29.98 with your promo code. So go to mypillow.com now and use the promo code on your screen or call the 1-800 number below to receive this exclusive offer.
People in the Czech Republic are preparing to celebrate Christmas. A crowd gathered by the historic Charles Bridge in Prague yesterday to sing Christmas carols. The event features traditional Christmas carols written by a Czech composer more than 200 years ago. The conductor says he's been organizing this event for at least 20 years now. He only needed to find an organ player and 4 soloists. The rest are just people who come and play, anyone, anytime, without any rehearsal. He says they get together twice every year, once in the winter on December 23rd and once in the summer on June 23rd, exactly half a year apart. In the summer, the weather is warmer and more musicians come and play. Pandemic restrictions prevented last year's edition, but this year, the Prague Town Hall gave the event permission. In Spain, one popular Christmas tradition involves marzipan, and some of the most celebrated bakeries making them are located in Toledo. NTD's Andrew Thomas has the details.
Christmas is on its way, and families in Spain are stocking up on a traditional sweet treat from Toledo. Its secret recipe has been passed from generation to generation for centuries. One family has been guarding their secrets for over 200 years. Now they are teaching others the traditional artisan techniques of marzipan making. Pablo Junquera began helping his family in the San Telesforo bakery at the age of 10. Even though he is officially retired, he can often be found in the kitchens.
When the Christmas season came, I even asked permission to not attend class at school. Those days, there was a justifiable reason. Me being a little child, I lent a hand for whatever was necessary in the bakery, because in these times, all hands are too few.
Toledo's basic marzipan recipe is very simple. It is made from a blend of almonds and sugar. The classic shape of the marzipan piece has evolved, and nowadays cream and even chocolate are added.
In Toledo, we make the marzipan with 50% almonds and 50% sugar. We use selected almonds that come from the Spanish Levante area. They are Spanish almonds that guarantee a fat percentage greater than 50%, so that the marzipan we make has at least 26% fat. That is what defines its quality and flavor.
Marzipan eels are usually offered as a present on the night of the Three Wise Men, January 6th. The sweet was first mentioned in 1611 in a recipe book written by King Felipe III's cook. Even though marzipan origins are not clear, most bakers agree on the Arabic origin of this sweet.
In Toledo, as a city of the three cultures where Muslim, Jewish, and Christian cultures coexisted perfectly, all their traditions were mixed. In the convents that are currently great producers of marzipan and maintain traditions like us. Those sweets have been made for many centuries, and perhaps that is why that special holiday of Christianity that is Christmas has generated the consumption of marzipan in Toledo.
Muslim rulers controlled parts of today's Spain between 711 and 1492, when the Catholic kings conquered the last remaining Islamic kingdom of the Iberian Peninsula in Granada. Andrew Thomas, NTD News.
For the second year in a row, Italians are resigned to a low-key Christmas because of rising CCP virus cases. Before the pandemic, huge family dinners were a must, but current restrictions mean smaller gatherings this year.
Before the pandemic, Italians used to organize huge Christmas dinners at home or dine out in groups, sitting at long tables in busy restaurants. But that wasn't the case last year, and nor will it be this year.
For the Christmas holidays, COVID-19 has changed people's habits because we know that almost 3.5 million Italians will eat in restaurants, and it's less than it was before the pandemic, being almost half what it was before the pandemic.
This year, the atmosphere at Esquilino Market Hall in Rome is restrained. Tarak Hossein is a butcher. He said demand is down, but he feels customers are willing to make an exception for Christmas.
Yes, we are selling something particular. For example, entire turkeys, lamb of around 18 pounds, filet steak, these kinds of things.
Away from the dining table, tensions over vaccination status are adding to the concerns for many Italian families. But for Davide Medici, seeing family at Christmas remains a priority.
My grandma, sadly, is not vaccinated. Her choice. One must do what needs to be done. We can't decide not to see her. I'm vaccinated. We're always very careful. We don't go out much. We avoid large groups, and she doesn't leave her home.
According to the National Farmers Confederation, 80% of Italians are unwilling to invite unvaccinated friends or relatives over for Christmas. Andrew Thomas, NTD News.
A project in Denmark aims to crossbreed a new type of tree that's more resilient to milder temperatures and more sustainable, requiring less fertilizer and pesticides.
In the Danish countryside, lush green Norman fir Christmas trees are beginning their long journey to families' homes. Wholesaler Arbadania in the Danish town of Lundby exports almost 1 million Christmas trees a year. It's the third largest producer in the country.
We have very nice maritime climate. That's to say, we are surrounded by the ocean. And the ocean, of course, is excellent at keeping a constant temperature. So it keeps summer temperatures down and winter temperatures up. And that's what our trees like.
These trees are big business in Denmark. The Scandinavian country is Europe's top exporter, shipping about 10 million trees overseas annually. Most here head to Germany, France, and Italy.
We have all years of age of Christmas trees, from 1 age old Christmas tree to a 8 or 9 year old Christmas tree, and all levels below. And this permits us, of course, to have a fixed supply every year.
But the Christmas tree industry is considering how climate change will impact its business. In this greenhouse at the University of Copenhagen, researchers are studying different trees' genotypes, attempting to breed a new crossover Christmas tree that will be more resilient to milder temperatures and more sustainable, requiring less fertilizer and pesticides.
Climate change has not been on the high agenda for the Christmas tree business, I would say, but I think this adulterated problem is, I mean, in the whole kind of green movement, I think people will not accept that you use pesticides.
Ulrich Brauner Nielsen is crossbreeding the popular Nordman fir with the Turkish fir. a rarer coniferous tree that's shown a more natural resistance to infestation by sap-sucking insects. It's a 4-year, $1.3 million project that's partially funded by Danish tree growers.
You have both an economic gain and you also get some sustainability, environmental gains by having a better material, don't get prone to adults, and maybe a little less fertilizer in the long run also.
Small saplings were planted in September. Next spring, they'll be intentionally exposed to insect infestation to see how they respond. Andrew Thomas, NTD News.
Santa Claus is preparing for his global gift-giving trip in snow-covered Lapland on the edge of the Arctic Circle. Like last year, his job has been made more challenging by the pandemic.
Early morning at Santa Claus Village on the edge of the Arctic Circle. At this time of year, the sun doesn't rise till around 11 a.m., but that doesn't stop Santa and his elves from preparing for Christmas Eve.
Christmas preparations are going quite well at the moment. It's only a few days till Christmas now. The elves have been working very hard, as always. They are very clever, they are very hardworking, and they have a little bit, they're in a hurry at the moment. Rudolph, I think he's still on a vacation.
With Santa's list almost complete, it's now possible to say whether children have been naughty or nice during 2021. Santa says that if families do face restrictions this year, households can still have fun together.
I think people have been very good for 2021, especially the children. Yeah, I know there has been lockdowns and everything, and people have been together at the houses, but I wish that people should do things together more. Not isolate in their own rooms, but do something together.
According to local tourist board Visit Rovaniemi, over 500,000 people typically visit the Christmas-themed destination every year to meet Santa, play in the snow, and get into the spirit of Christmas.
It's a Christmas season, and we are very excited for being here in Lapland because I'm 48 and it's my first time here, and I wanted to visit Santa Claus, and I'm happy to come for the first time with my kids. Here is my daughter. What's your name?
Olivia.
Are you enjoying?
Yes.
In the village's nearby post office, Santa's elves are busily sorting through thousands of letters sent from around the world. The post office receives about 500,000 letters and wish lists every Christmas.
There have been wishes for clothes, some certain clothing, candies, always are wishing for candies. And then there was actually, I just read a wish for Santa where some kid wishes that the pandemic will end soon.
With all the letters read and presents packed, Santa heads to the snow-covered forest to meet his trusty reindeer, Rudolph. Hopefully he enjoyed his vacation. Andrew Thomas, NTD News.
A program tracking Santa Claus's flight proves he is undaunted by the problems weighing on the world today. Supply chain issues and labor shortages plaguing earthbound commerce haven't held Santa back. A joint U.S.-Canada military program shows that Santa launched his reindeer-powered sleigh today. According to the military command known as NORAD, Santa is out delivering Christmas gifts to good girls and good boys worldwide. NORAD first spotted Santa delivering gifts in Russia and then proceeding to small island nations in the Pacific. NORAD monitors air defenses and issues aerospace and maritime warnings across North America. NORAD's Santa tracking practice originated in 1955. Around that time, a department store set up a Santa call-in line, but a newspaper mistakenly printed the number of a military command center as the call-in line. The officer on duty played along and assured kids that Santa knew their wish list and was on his way. Today, you can obtain real-time updates on Santa's whereabouts by logging on to noradsanta.org or by calling a NORAD-sponsored Santa hotline to speak with a live operator. Thanks for watching. At NTD, we're honored to be your source for the news. Catch us again tonight at 6:30 Eastern. In New York City, I'm Kevin Hogan.
Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Did you know YouTube only keeps selective videos on its platform? So if you want to make sure you get the full picture, just subscribe to our newsletter. Go to newsletter.ntd.com and sign up. It's free.